Hi, everybody. Welcome again to my final masterclass in this series of looking at grief, the symptoms of it, and how you get to live your life again, no matter what has happened to you. And I don't mean get to live your life learning how to cope with how bad you feel. I'm not talking about learning how to just get on with it and get through each day with moments of happiness and a moment of being okay, but mostly feeling quite empty, lonely, isolated, or just anxious or worried as your underlying feeling, because that is not okay. You are not meant to be feeling like that. That is all the symptoms of grief, which are also the same symptoms of depression. So we say that depression is actually misdiagnosed grief. And I'm not talking about people that have got psychosis and have got all sorts of severe mental health problems and they're on medication. I'm talking about you if you have gone through a loss of any description, whether that is a divorce, a breakup, obviously same thing, losing kids, access to them, or suddenly having to share custody when you don't want to health issues, to having undergone a miscarriage, or anything that has left you feeling heartbroken. There are about 40 different things that you can go through. So anything that leaves you heartbroken and which leads you to feeling despairing, leads you to waking up in the morning and just kind of have this feeling of trying to keep patching things up to make yourself feel better. Maybe you're already had losses, and those losses are now affecting a relationship that was good, that hasn't been good since whichever loss has happened to you. That too is quite common. So whatever it is that is going on in your life, you do not have to put up with how bad you feel. That is not okay. You shouldn't have to live the rest of your life feeling less than peaceful, content, and happy. And that is what I am here to do. I am here to show you how to move beyond the pain of those losses into a very different place, a place where you will feel so neutral about the things that have happened to you that they will not bother you anymore. And that out of that neutrality comes huge peace and what we call living in the present moment. So if you are neutral and have no connection energetically and emotionally to your past anymore, you will also not go into anxiety, worry, and fear very easily. Those will just be things that might occasionally happen, but you'll be able to stop that because you've dealt with your past. So when there is no energetic or emotional connection to your loss and losses that have gone on, you will be able to stay in this present moment. And it is this present moment where happiness exists. That is the only place, and that's what I call neutral. And that is where you just are so peaceful and so content. Of course, you're going to have sad days because sadness is a normal human emotion, just like happiness, and you'll have happy days. But you won't have this absolutely overwhelming, massive sense of highs and lows and excitement and joy and depression and sadness and emptiness. No, because your past won't matter to you anymore. No matter what you have gone through, your past won't matter to you anymore. And you will be able to move beyond the pains of your past and go into a very new place in your life. So I can help you do that. I help myself do that. This was all me. I had a very isolated and lonely childhood, um, which also, on top of, then I was sexually abused by the headmaster of my primary school between the ages of 7 and 11. When the police came round to my house after my first school disco at the age of about 11, 12, my parents were very alarmed because the police had told them that my headmaster had been arrested and asked me if I was involved in this somehow because the police had learned that I was one of the girls that he had chosen. I was one of his girls. And so my mum and dad asked me if this was me. And of course I said, no, no, it wasn't me, nothing to do with me. And in fact, obviously it was me. Not only that, I really was the sort of the special girl. I was the one. I was kind of like kingpin, if you like. Um, and he was the one that was supporting me in the swimming galas. He was always shouting my name out and supporting me and all of this stuff. So I was absolutely mortified that my parents had found out. When the police got involved, of course, I felt I'd done something wrong. So I automatically lied. The result of which my parents were, thank goodness it's not you, Victoria. We're so relieved it's not you. Right, go to your room. And that was it. The matter was never spoken about ever again. That was it, it was done. And that lie that I lived with, on top of what I had gone through, this huge loss of safety with my headmaster, on top of the loneliness of my childhood because my parents were dealing with the death of their parents and all sorts of other stuff that was going on, and my father was very unwell, I decided that I would absolutely never tell anybody, and that would be my secret forever. And if I even tried to talk about it, I was shaking like an absolute leaf, and in fact, I couldn't talk about it. I think I just about told my brother after my dad died, and that was such a traumatic experience to try and talk about that I did it, but it was very hard. So, um, briefly, I mean, you hear more about my story if you work with me, because the reason I tell my story is because all of these losses that I had. So my father dropped dead very suddenly when I was 22. I was married and divorced by 24. My husband lied to me about where he was from and what his name was, followed by me accumulating huge financial debt and bankruptcy because of his gambling, which I had no clue about. So I'd gone through a lot. And after that, I also went on to two further absolutely devastating catastrophic romantic relationships, which exposed me to such financial mess and um, loss of safety of my sanity and loss of control of my body and loss of so much, loss of a lot of years of my life of about being involved in this nonsense. And I know that I was still trying to fix me. I tried counseling, I tried so many different things. I tried working with spiritual gurus, I tried new age beliefs, I tried a lot of different things. And whilst a lot of those things were helpful and they actually got me through some of the days that were so bad, I did spend a lot of time in bed, not wanting to get up. I also was able to put on this mask and pretend I was fine and had a very successful practice. Helping people with alternative medicine and teaching student alternative medicine practitioners, and just being this person that people thought was so sorted and so okay because I'd learned so much. It was like my knowledge became my mask, as well as the makeup and the hair and this idea of having to be perfect. But all those things did was kind of patch me up, and not feel too good, not change my mistakes. And I would still go back in my mind to these moments that I'd gone through, and the regret and the remorse and the conversations I was having over and over and over again to the people that had done these things to me. So I'd found out just by accident about the word grief and this place in America that was teaching this specific thing about grief. And something happened, something stirred inside me. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try this once again. Didn't have much money, but somehow managed to get the money together. Next thing, I was on a plane and I was in LA and I was learning. And this course changed my life. Not only did this course change my life, I then went on to study with the people that ran the program. For about another 2-3 years afterwards, while they came to the UK and were running workshops, and I ran them with him, and all of this went on. And then eventually I branched off on my own, and I've been then doing this for a further 10 years on my own, but 13 years in total. But the course of these studies and this program completely and utterly changed my life, because I know if I can recover from absolute dire straits, I didn't want to live some days. I just lived because I had a child to bring up. I wasn't really living. I had no joy. If I did, it was momentary. It was ecstasy, and then it was the crash. But I managed to somehow get through each day. I managed to get myself to LA, managed to do this course, and then my life changed. And you know why? Because, as I've written on the back of the board here, I wasn't using my head anymore to try and sort out how bad I was feeling emotionally. My heart was shattered. My heart was broken into 1,000 pieces. And yet I was still telling myself in my head, I should be doing this and I should be doing that. And all of these ideas that come from the intellect and the mind, which, yes, are true. These things are helpful emotionally, the ideas that people tell us. But they didn't help me emotionally. They didn't help me stop having the arguments. They just made me feel even worse about myself, because I thought, well, if I can't do what these people are telling me to do, then I must be really bad. There must be something so wrong with me that I can't seem to fix myself, that I can't pick myself up. What's wrong with me? And I would make all the things that I'd gone through so small. I should be okay, because I was comparing myself with other people. There was nobody in a bigger mess than me, because it was me. I didn't know anybody in a worse mess than me, because I am me. And my mess to me is 100% to me. And I had to sort it out emotionally. I had to look at what I'd gone to. I had to address those issues, not through years of analysis and years of therapy and head stuff. Those things are great for some people, and even brilliant, more beneficial to people, should I say, if you've done your heart work first. Then you can go into therapy and you get so much more from it. A lot of people find they don't need it when they've done this work, because life's just neutral, life is peaceful. And from that space, you will be able to decide who you want to be next. You'll be able to start then looking at those emotional habits that you've picked up along the way, and start looking at changing those. But then you're changing them from a place of zero, of neutrality. You're not changing the things on top of heartbreak. So you're not trying to kind of rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic, so to speak. You're not trying to rearrange it while the ship's already sinking. That's you. You've already sunk. And then all you're trying to do is change everything on the top. No, you've got to get down, change everything from the inside, and then the outward will change. Then you can start changing the outward. Then you can start doing those things. Changing your hair, changing your diet, changing your exercise regime, changing the way you eat. All of those things are great, and they can make you feel good, and they are great strategies, but they don't sort your heart. So I want to announce now that I'm opening up my Inner Circle coaching program. I'm very excited about this today. I've been doing a lot of videos leading up to this, and I hope they've been of service to you. But I'm looking to take on up to 20 people to personally mentor and take you through my life-changing program. And it does. It changed mine. It's changed all the people I've had the privilege to teach, and I know it will change yours. This life-changing program into your recovery from grief, loss, and any heartbreak. Ask yourself what you've done so far to change. What have you done so far to change? And I bet you've done a lot. I bet you've done a lot of thinking. I bet you've done a lot of trying. I bet you've done a lot of stuff. But have you managed to actually work through your losses? Have you actually thought that maybe you were grieving? Because you are. Grief is about all loss, and it is only by working through these things in a very specific manner that you will come out the other side. Now, I normally work with people. I normally teach the course. If I'm going to do this online, which is what I'm going to be doing with you, I would just normally do this for a short amount of sessions, and then you can top up with me as you want. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm changing the way that I work. I'm changing my pricing, and I'm changing the way that I work, because I want to be able to serve you more. I don't want you just to come and do this initial course with me and have these amazing results and just stay at that. I want to take you to the next level of your success, of your emotional success, of your absolute ability to stay in that present moment and not go back to the habits, because I will be able to take you into your recovery. But what I don't want is for you not to break the habits that you'd have built up in your heartbreak. So you will get the results within about 3 months. You will be entirely different. But then from there, I'm going to make darn sure that not only do you smash it afterwards, that you're going to spend the rest of the year making sure that you're not going back into your habits. You'll never go back into how bad you feel. That's impossible. When you finish the course with me, that side of your life is done, and it's done forever. I'm talking about another level of success within you, of getting to break through and achieve the things that you want to achieve as well. So I'm looking to work with people for a year. So the initial program is the intense period. So forget the year for a minute. I want to work with you for 3 months, week by week, and I'm going to take you through your loss and into freedom. That's something that's a given, and I can do that. The first couple of sessions will be done as a group, and we'll be doing that on Skype. And then after that, I'll be working with you privately for 1 hour each week to take you through into your recovery. Then we'll come back into the group, and then we'll do some further teaching. When we have finished in 3 months and you have got into this completely different space, and I guarantee my work, by the way, if you're not happy after 3 months and you don't feel that you've changed, I so believe in my work and the program, I will give you your money back. So you have no stress, no worry. You have a 30-day guarantee. In fact, I'll give you more than that. If you feel that after the 3 months, and I've done the whole program with you in 3 months, before you go on to the maintenance and on to the rediscovery of what you really want to achieve, I'll give you the whole lot back. No quibble, no fight. I know you won't need it. I know that if you invest your time with me, I will bring you out on the other side a very different person. So I'm going to work with you for you. So after this 3 months, you will get recordings of the work that we do. You'll be able to watch them. I will give you follow-up notes so that you can read. And I'm just in the process of finishing my book. So you will also get a free copy of my book PDF file to download and just keep reading, because everything's in that book as well when it comes out shortly. So after these 3 months, which is so exciting, I will then speak to you twice a month, taking up to 6 months. So after the 3 months of once a week, so about 10, 12 sessions once a week, we'll then go to twice a month. So you won't need me as much because you'll be so different. Then after this 6 months, we'll go to once a month, where we get to check in and we get to talk directly for an hour and really go through what you want to achieve, what else you can do, how to stay present, which will be very easy because you'll be so present from getting rid of your past anyway. It's not going to be hard to do, but it's the habits that you will have built up that can cause the issues. So by breaking through those habits after the initial period of recovery, that you will get these extraordinary results. And I know if it helped me, it can help you. I know that I've helped hundreds upon hundreds of other people into recovery, and you won't be any different. All you've got to do is take out your credit card, take the plunge, and pay for the course, and show up to each session. Don't wait for time to heal you anymore. Don't wait for that. Just start the process. You might not feel like taking the action, but it doesn't matter. We put too much emphasis on waiting and feeling like waiting. Now, if time doesn't heal you, sometimes waiting to feel like taking the action gets caught up in this idea of time will heal. The feelings of recovery come after you've taken the steps of turning up. All you got to do is sit on your sofa, press onto the Skype and listen. You will be so mesmerized and transfixed by what you hear so early on in the course. There'll be no quibble about turning up. You'll look forward to it because your recovery is everything. So you can be joyous. You deserve to be happy no matter what you have gone through. There is no hierarchy of loss. There is no one worse off than you. You actually just need the information that you've never been given. And the time is now. Time is now because it's also coming up to New Year. And while I don't like all these resolutions because they don't work, This is a resolution that will work, because this is starting off your new year, because we'll be starting our course in January in the first week. You'll start your new year off unbelievably well, because by this time next year, by this December the 12th next year, you will not recognize who you are now next year. So those are the results that you want. You don't want to just go and do this other course and it's just, going to make you feel better. You're learning a new exercise, you're doing another course about learning different language this time, or how to eat better. Great if you can do those things as well, but they're not going to help you recover from your losses. So take the actions that you need. Come and be courageous enough to come and work with me directly. All you need to do is show up, and I will show you how to do this. If you do that, you will never look back at the moment that you spent, £997 I'm charging for this. So you will never look back at that. That's a week away. I'm giving you your happiness back. I'm giving you a whole year of coaching for less than £1,000. So don't think too much about that. Don't think too much. Don't worry too much. You'll get your money back if you're unhappy, as I know you won't be. If you've had something happen to you and you've been struggling, enough's enough. Come and work directly with me. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to work with you. I've got so many testimonials of people that lives have changed. And you've heard my story. My life has changed. I don't know where I'd be today without this work, and I want the same for you. So have courage, have faith in what you're hearing. The only thing that you've not heard today is the right information. You've just not been shown what to do. And it's my privilege, and I hope my honour, to take you through it. I want to be there with you and for you, and to just show you exactly what you need to do next to stop feeling as bad as you do. So sign up, take the plunge, and when I get the confirmation that you're in, then I'll start emailing the dates in January that the first call will be. And you can look forward to that as being the best New Year's start that you could ever hope to have. And I can't wait to meet you and see you. Thanks for listening as always. And if you've found this helpful, please comment below. If you know anybody that you want to help, maybe they can join you too. And I'll see you in January. Thanks. Bye-bye.